XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. If you refer to our analysis in my last video, since the price was exactly within here, I mentioned I'm looking for buy by having a trip off here, which is 0.755. All right. And exactly this is what we get. That's why I mentioned I'm looking for the target as a 0.85 following by 0.95. Okay, and as we can see, the price almost near to the 0.85, which is 0.843. It couldn't take the 0.85, but this is what we have been looking for, because I mentioned I'm looking for buy from here, and I want to see whether the price can break this one or not. The first target was 0.85, and even after that we see the price drop. It's still, for me, I'm keeping this trade. That means I'm keeping this trade, because even we have been looking for buy from here. I mentioned after we get the trade with the breakout of the previous stop move, we move our stop loss to break even. Even the price drop, since we move our stop loss to the break even, it didn't take. That means we should be in this trade. Now we want to see what's the next, whether the price can break 85 cent or not. Okay, anyway, we move to daily chart. We want to see what's the next. The first things, if we refer to our analysis in my last video, I mentioned if this is the start of the up move, we need to see the breakout of this zone. Even we have been looking for these levels, I mentioned we need to see the breakout of this zone. Because if the price cannot break this zone, still we can go with this possibility. All right. Anyway, I don't want to say again, I don't want to say the price is going to drop. The only things I want to highlight here, if we want to look for buy, we should know that if the price cannot break this zone, if this one turn to a flat, the next drop, the price can retest the 40 cent. Okay, that's why we need to be quite careful. And what I'm expecting, for me, is still I'm looking for continuation. Even if this one turn to a move in relative to this, that means this one turn to a bigger correction. What I'm expecting to get one more drop similar to what we get here for one move up. If I see this internal flat and we don't see the continuation, mostly we can expect the price to drop. Then what I want to say is that still we can look for continuation. Any trade for buy, still we can take the trade. But what we should know that we can expect, as long as the price haven't break this zone, maybe we get one more drop similar to what we get here, similar to what I explained based on for the Bitcoin. Okay, we need to be quite careful. The next drop, the next correction may be in relative to what we have here. This is the only things right now we need to be we need to be quite careful about if we want to look for buy. And if we move to forward chart, the first things, how about if we put this stop in relative to the previous one, if we refer to the indicators, MACD show us the divergence. But the another one doesn't show me the divergence. That's why still I'm looking for continuation. The only thing is whether this is the start of the up move and we can see the breakout of the 85 cent, or this one can turn to a flat. That's why whoever get the trade from here may, still they're keeping the trade from here, maybe they need to book some profit. Because if this one turn to flat, the next down move simply can take our entry. Where we put our stop loss. Okay, because currently what I'm looking for, currently we're looking at this one as a first, this one as a flat, and this one as a third. And we cannot call this one, we can call this one ABC if we refer to the MACD. But since the another one doesn't show me the divergence, that's why I'm expecting either this one turns to similar what we have here, this one turns to running flat, or even if the price continue from here, we get one more drop. The only thing is right now we're looking at this one. All right, internally we're looking at this. We are not looking at this. Because if we refer to the forward chart, daily chart, I mentioned in the bigger picture, we can expect to get one more deeper move similar to what we get here. But right now, we're looking at this one because still we're looking at this move. Okay, that's why. The only question right now we have it, whether this is the start of the up move or this one can turn to a flat. Because if this one turn to a flat, the next drop simply can take over stop loss. Because since we have been looking for buy from here, maybe it's better we move to 1 hour chart. All right, this is what we had here. Because we have been looking for buy from here, and we move our stop loss at our entry. And if this one turn to flat, we get one more drop, simply the price can take. That's why we can book some profit. Maybe move our stop loss somewhere around either 80 cent or 0.79. at least we book this small profit. Because if this one turn to flag, we can expect for continuation. We can expect for the breakout of the 85. Whether we should look for buy from here, it depends. It's not a really good trade setup as what we have been looking for to from here. But if it's still, if we see the flag, we can look for buy, and we need to see the breakout of the 84. All right. But for me, I need to see that if I want to look for buy, I prefer to see this breakout, because if the price cannot break the previous top, if we get one more drop, if this one turn to flat, then from there may I look for buy. Buying from here, it depends. It's not really good trade setup, but it depends. Okay, but what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for the breakout of the 85 cent, because the most important things I want to see whether the price can break this zone or not. Okay, and again the reason is if the price break this zone, we can expect to see this is the start of the up move. If not, because as I mentioned, if the price cannot break this zone, mostly we can expect a deeper correction similar to what we have here. All right, this is what we're looking for one move up. But beside that, still we need to know that if the price cannot break this one, if this one turn to flat, the next down move can retest the previous low, even the 40 cent. That's why if he wants to look for buy at the first stage, we are not going to make it so complicated. At the first stage, we need to see the breakout of this zone. Because if the price cannot break, we are going to get the deeper correction. At the first stage, we're looking for similar to what we get here. Then from there, we want to see whether we can get this flat or not. All right. Anyway, this is what we're looking to, how we're looking at the chart. And the only thing is we don't have a really good trade setup to look for buy. If we get the flag from here, maybe we can look for buy, but it's not really good trade setup. Okay, that's and whoever is still, as I mentioned, they keep the trade from here, move their stop loss either to 80 cent or 79 cent, because if the price cannot break, we can expect one more drop. This one turn to flat. If this one turn to flat, maybe from there we can look for the next trade setup. And the only things right now we're looking for, we want to see the breakout of the 85 cent. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or any trade setup for or confirmation for continuation, I will share. Thanks.